What better way to greet the new year or celebrate a birthday or an anniversary or just to say thank you to someone special than with a glass of sparkling champagne that is drawn on paper with colored pencils? Today, that's exactly what we'll do. The best part is, you don't even need to do the drawing bit. I've done that for you. All you need to do is print out this page and add colors. But therein lies the trick. Which colors, in what order, and how to balance contrast just right to get this champagne glass to truly sparkle. This is another one of those effects that looks really complex, but once you know all the steps, is actually quick and easy. Let me show you. First, the page. You can grab it over at the Academy. I put it up as a free gift for everyone, not just my enrolled students. Go get it, print it out, and use a yellow marker to prime your glass. I'm working on 80-pound cardstock, so I know it can handle brush markers very well. If your paper is not tough enough for markers, worry not, you can do this step with a yellow pencil. A marker will just speed things up a bit and give you a nice, clean, and quick primer, as well as that initial color boost. I prefer brush markers because they're, well, brushy for the lack of a better description. Watercolor is another cool alternative, but again, paper permitting. This step took about a minute, literally 1 minute. Now grab a nice mid-tone brown, something on the chocolatey side. I'm using burnt ochre from the Prismacolor set. And now we begin to build our gradient. Remember, this one is all about order. Not like order versus chaos, but actually the order in which the colors are applied. Here, it matters. And as we go through this together, you will see why. I often talk about choosing colors that make you happy. There's no better occasion to drive that point home than on something like this, a celebration coloring. I'm coloring this page now to celebrate the end of 2025 and the coming of 2026. I'm usually not a big New Year's fan, but this time, it's different. We've had a fantastic year over here and it's easy to draw. Many of you are brand new to the channel and brand new to my academy, but I'm already seeing a flood of stunning drawings and colorings coming from my newest students. Incredible work, you guys. These past 3 months have been the busiest for me with reviewing student submissions, and I'm not complaining. Keep them coming. I can hardly wait to see what you guys create in 2026. I am genuinely pumped and excited for the new year, and I'm pouring all of that energy into my coloring. On the technical side of things, what we want to create is a gradient from solid brown around the starbursts out into the yellow of the primer. This effect is very much about contrast. The starburst will shine the brightest only if we have our darkest hues right up against it. And it will get darker still later on. For the gradient transition itself, I'm achieving that with millions of tiny strokes, varying my direction of shading, and always layering. Layering is key here, not pressure. This is already very attractive, but it's a bit textured, a bit pixelated even. It's not smooth like glass or liquid yet. So now we bring in our yellow pencil. If you primed with a yellow pencil instead of a marker like I did, bring that yellow back again all the same. This canary yellow serves as a blender and our main color. That's very rare, but in this case, it works. Look how smooth the burnt sienna is starting to look and how much more vibrant the main color of the liquid has become. Our order of operations so far is primer, shader, blender, which also happens to be our main color. By the way, if you want to learn the actual science of how gradients work, how to pick the colors, how to layer them, and practice on a ton of bite-sized little guides, as well as several super detailed coloring pages, if you want to truly unlock all the secrets and tricks of colored pencils as a medium, you should definitely join my flagship masterclass, How to Use Colored Pencils Like a Pro. Hundreds of students have already gone through it, and every single one tells me they gained knowledge and skill way beyond what they imagined and expected. And it shows. I've added my yellow to the abstract bubbles and watercolor effects as well, and now it's time for, you'll never guess it, our second blender. Another very unusual twist. Liquids and glass certainly are a different animal from shiny ornaments and crystals. My new blender is white, basic Prismacolor white. And with this white, we want to smooth out everything that's sienna and yellow, as well as brighten up the starbursts. See how the colors changed a little bit? There's a touch of cool tones in the otherwise warm brown now. This effect will trick the brain into perceiving our surface as glass. And the texture is getting smoother and smoother, all with minimal pressure. When it comes to these starbursts, don't worry about trying to get every single one of them with your white pencil. We'll bring in a different tool for that. For now, just get a couple of the bigger ones and this big dog, of course. The centers are the most important to get pure white. Me, I'm actually working on light cream paper, kind of champagne colored actually. Consider coloring on non-white paper so that your white highlights and glow effects really stand out as well. It doesn't have to be strongly tinted paper. This one is barely off-white, but it makes such a huge difference for that starburst. Now for our detail color, dark brown. With this dark brown, we want to create a small, sharp gradients that emphasize glass and liquid. Sharp and shallow gradients is one of the things that I teach in that monster of a class of mine, How to Use Colored Pencils Like a Pro. And notice that I'm not working with just the dark brown. I am now constantly switching back and forth between the dark brown, the sienna, and the canary yellow to create really smooth, tiny gradients. Again, all of these things you practice on a small scale with different colors and on different shapes in class. I'm a firm believer in teaching students how to fish, not just handing you a fish on a platter, which technically is exactly what color alongs are, and they're fun and all, and I'm super thrilled that you watch them on YouTube and love them. But if you want to really gain actual skill and confidence with your art tools, you really need to go through a well-crafted program that teaches you the why, not just the how. Me, I have tutors and coaches for everything. I have a video editing coach. I have a second set of eyes helping me craft and perfect the thumbnails that you see on these videos. I took a $700 course on iPhone photography so that I can take amazing photos for said thumbnails. I took a $900 course on videography and storytelling. As a creator, I'm always learning. I'm not above having someone else teach me or guide me. Let me guide you. And my courses, while on the same level of craft and quality, are a lot more affordable because I want you to succeed. I want more people to be able to unlock the artist within. Notice that throughout this entire process, I've been adding all the same colors and gradients to the base of our glass as well. Don't neglect that base. And here, it's a bit of a free-for-all, but the rule of thumb is about a third of this base should be dark and the rest colorful or white, and following the general curve of the glass as well. The exact shapes of these squiggly lines don't matter. They'll be a little different every time. It's extremely important to not introduce new colors at this point. Don't be tempted. Whatever you use on the top of the glass, same colors apply to the base. It's all about reflections. Black is essential for liquids and glass. For the perfect effect, you need to have pure black and pure white on your composition, and a full range of values in between. The rest is all about ratio. For our champagne effect, we want about 20 or 30% dark, and the rest midtones and light colors. For something like black coffee or dark tea, we want close to 90% dark and 10% light and highlights. So with this black, we want to shade all the way to the starburst, making it pop yet again through contrast. And a bunch of tiny little specks here and there for the glass effect. How do you know where to place them? In this case, follow my lead. When you're out on your own, use reference photography to guide you. And the key word here is guide. I recommend not obsessing over the perfect match. Make it your own. Now, the coloring page that I drew for you actually comes in this purple color. This way you can print it out and already have a beautiful abstract watercolor splatter. If you don't have the means to print in color, this will come out gray. Regardless of how you do it, you have this background darker area to work with. You can leave it as is, or you can add your own pigments to it, with either colored pencils, watercolors, or markers. Me, I'm actually adding black here. I think that black and golden yellow is a very regal and a very sophisticated color combo. Very New Year. Yet, I do like a touch of that violet, so I will enhance that as well. For me, this looks just perfect. If you like this type of watercolor effect and would like to learn how to add it freehand to your art, I actually have an entire course called Water Effects with Colored Pencils that teaches you just that. When you get to the academy, make sure to browse. We have coloring and drawing courses for every occasion. Glow effects, gemstones, skin tones, portraits, learning to draw from scratch, learning to draw your own coloring pages, and so much more. Now for the ultimate magic effect, bring in your white gel pen. What? You don't have one? Get one. Get a pack. There's so many to choose from, and all are very affordable. If you want to grab the same exact ones that I use, I put a link to my supplies in the video description. But honestly, even a correction pen or whiteout will work here just as well, because all we're doing is adding a whole bunch of dots. These are our bubbles. Of course, we want to add a lot of bubbles up here in this area. We already drew them for you, but we also want to add them down here at the bottom of the glass, right over the darkest areas. That's the secret sauce. That looks amazing. You may also want to go over the background at this point and highlight some of the tiny glow effects and even add some new ones. Now that your champagne glass is done, go ahead and gift it to someone special. If you enjoy adding amazing light, shine, glitter, and sparkle effects to your coloring pages, or maybe you're just discovering that they're even possible, check out this video next on how to add sparkly fairy dust effects to your fantasy pieces. Make ordinary objects glow and glitter with magic. It's easy. You just need a guide to show you how. Happy New Year, friend, and I'll see you in 2026, the year you become the artist you've always wanted to be.